Right below the screen, where you see the chat in the comment section, if you keep scrolling, there's an option for a hype button. You have to hit the hype button in order for us to feed the algorithm. YouTube has updated the algorithm, and they want us to highlight this new hype button. And you know how social media goes. When they roll out something new, they will torpedo what works in the past in order for the people, ourselves, the creators, to highlight something new. So when you hit the like button, go down just a little bit, scroll twice, hit the hype button. In fact, if you already hitting the like button, and the people who are the regular likers, we love you for that. But run it up.
The Rap Roundtable.
It got me to thinking, because the person tweeted it out and was like, rap was better when everybody was collaborating and getting money together and things of that nature. Basically, an adjacent shot at Kendrick, who dropped his album, put on for the West, did a couple of Playboy Cardi features, did the Clips feature, but he's been mostly touring and staying out the way, staying quiet while that guy crashes and burns. And it got me to thinking. I was like, I'm going to ask my guys this. I'm not even going to throw it in the group chat. I'm sorry, Mason.
Yeah, he did the Alonzo Moore.
Yeah.
I was like,
I understand what you're saying.
Hey, we're going to talk about it. Those guys needed the Canadian to level up. They were not good enough. Maybe some of them were. Maybe I'm willing to say that I'm being slightly disrespectful to a couple of guys. I want to put that out there. But a large majority of those guys were not good enough. They needed Drake, and they're crying because they realize that without him, they can't do shit. And the stats and the music speaks to that.
It's a very interesting conversation, right? Because I kind of agree with what Job was saying as far as, yeah, a lot of the guys who were, the top of the line guys, the people who benefited the most from the stimmy were like kind of after they weren't stimmy worthy, a lot of them fell off. You know what I mean? Where is Quavo right now? So that is a very interesting take. I will say this though. The game usually mirrors, in my opinion, whoever's in front of the game, right? We spoke about 50. When 50 was in front of the game, everybody started nonsense beefs. Everybody started dissing each other for no reason. Everybody, that was what 50 did, and so the game followed suit. When Kanye was in charge of the game, the musicality took a leap, right? You mentioned Ross. Think about everybody's music when Kanye was in charge of the game. Think about Ross's music. Think about Jay-Z's music. Think about Drake's music. The musicality of it, the effort, the thought that was put into it. You know what I mean? So when Drake was in charge of the game, the law of the land was hits. And that's what everybody wanted. They wanted the big records. They wanted to be in the clubs. They wanted, the numbers behind it. And it's very interesting, much like Sino like this bar, much like the government, they made you over-rely on them. You know what I'm saying? Much like, almost like a welfare type of situation. Like, we gonna give you just enough, you know what I'm saying? But not enough to really succeed on your own. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of how the game went when Drake was in charge. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. I love 808s, D. To be honest, it seems like that was the case, right? And now we have as 2T's calls it, the dot era. I get upset every time I see that on tweets. You know what I mean? I've searched dot era on Twitter and blocked everyone who
What's
tweeted
up with him on Twitter?
He's under the podcast they have. He's on that now. I think his account itself got banned, but if you ever see him, he liked a couple of my tweets. The bigger picture.
No,
he can't get into it though. Yeah, he can't get into it. I seen it on a bigger picture. So if you ever see the bigger picture tweeting, he follows all of us.
Yeah.
If you ever see the bigger picture tweeting, that is 2T's now.
I wonder what happened with his page.
He hasn't revealed it yet. Exactly. So I'm very interested in too. Is that OVO chicanery?
Age will make you forget a past.
You know what I mean? Don't fuck with the 2T's. We get you, bro.
I'm talking shit like I'm not that far off. I'm talking shit.
But so now that we're in the what 2T's calls the dot era, what is the thing that is gonna make you stand out? Is good raps, is good music, is high quality. You know what I mean? Like the numbers are the numbers. If you feel like the numbers are decreasing, which if you look at them, they are. You know what I mean? Yeah, the numbers are decreasing, but to a man, we've all said the quality has gotten better. We've all saying that people are putting heavy thought into their music, into their lyrics, into the concepts, into their almost their mission statement as artists. You know what I mean? That's what Kendrick's emergence is causing the artists around him to do. So, yeah, Jav, while I do agree, a lot of the guys, that blew up during, Drake's reign were, a little mid, you know what I mean? I like Trippie Redd sometimes, but, I get it. He mumbles a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's very, I'm playing Xbox music. So yeah, Jav, I gotta give you credit on that. It seems like, it's not nothing to disagree on opinion wise when you can see it in real time, right? I can't really debate you on that. I think you cooking with that one.
A lot of those guys who became household names via Aubrey and they're looking at the landscape, even academics being a Drake fan benefited. Ak is self-sustained now, but he would prefer a world where Drake is the top of the food chain to making music. All of these guys would prefer it because they weren't good enough to do it on their own, bro. That's really all I'm saying. And if y'all disagree, prove me wrong.
This is a stolen bar from the NFR podcast. You know what I mean? White guy lover again. Damn it. This is the bar from the NFR podcast where it's like, why is it that every artist in that lane has dropped their worst album recently? Young Thug, Gunna, like everybody on that wave has recently dropped their worst album, bro. So it's like, it's very telling.
Okay. Deanie the Balance, your thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of truth from all three of y'all niggas. What I'll say is this. Drake, say what you want about him, but when you achieve that level, you know what I'm saying, you kind of, it's only right to, pass the stimmy on. You get what I'm saying? Like, whether if it was just,
For sure.
I like this nigga's song, I want to get on the song and be a part of the song, or the whole culture vulture shit, like kind of like you donate money, but you claim the money back. You know what I'm saying? You still giving the money.
You doing it as a tax write-off.
Benefiting, but you getting your cut. You get what I'm saying? I think it's in the sense of, I can't say absolutely yes, because there are a small slew of guys that I do believe the Weeknd still would have been the Weeknd. You know what I'm saying? The talent is just
absolutely.
The talent is just too crazy.
House of Balloons mixtape series,
like that trilogy, like it just sometimes
insane.
You need someone to just put the eyes on you. If anything, that was the stimulus.
But notice he got the fuck out of there and stood on his own.
Because he got a lot of shit taken. I'm saying a lot of his music became the stimmy for Drake, and
that's what I'm saying. Because he had the talent.
Take Care was essentially a Weeknd album, essentially. All those great hooks. It's a Weeknd.
You getting kicked out of OVO.
Niggas been gave me my Timberland boot. Niggas been gave me the rap the club. Get out of here.
I hope PG Lane got spots, man.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going over there either. But yeah.
So wait, the one album that people say is a classic Drake album.
No, well, I think the
you're giving Weeknd that credit.
He wrote like 8 or 10 songs or like the Weeknd, like, and I fuck with him. It's when I was.
You saying the Weeknd was QM 2.0?
Right, my nigga, like, this back
1.0
before the Weeknd went left. I was fucking with the Weeknd crazy. I went to at least 6 weekends.
When you say went left, what you mean?
Went left.
His popularity that everyone loves. I'm not the biggest fan of that type of singing from him.
I can't feel my face.
Yeah,
I'm with you. You don't like this shit?
You still went to the shows.
No, but I was going to the drug and do shows.
Oh, okay.
Nigga fried everything.
You want the degenerate Weeknd?
That's what he wants.
Some type of drug was his MO at the time.
Yeah,
I was fucking with that shit heavy. But I just feel like sometimes
you was in a dark place, did you? You was alright.
my weed is. I stay with my weed, bro. Everything else can
seem like you was in a dark place during that time.
Low key,
hoes and drugs.
I was going through some shit.
And weekend shows.
You ever been to a weekend show?
Gang, you good? Like,
you ever been to a weekend show?
Nah,
never.
It's not my cup of tea.
Nah, it'll be a cup of tea if you think a Drake show. It was basically a Drake show on steroids.
Nah, but you said hoes and drugs. Like we trying to have an intervention.
I've been to Drake shows. There was no drugs.
Trilogy is essentially a hoes and drugs album. House of Balloons.
Yeah.
All that shit.
You was going through a bad breakup at that time or something?
It'd be great, man. But yeah, I just feel like
the therapeutic round table.
Even in our like, shout out to niggas like the Company Man. Shout out to niggas like
GCN.
my nigga I'm forgetting right now.
Kurt
Curtis.
Shout out to Kurt from the West. G Malone, like niggas who already have like high platforms where they have thousands and dozens of hundreds of thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? They say, those dudes, they got something cooking over there. I want to have a build with them. I don't feel like they doing that on some sucker shit. I just think they like, I like the energy from these niggas.
They don't gain nothing from talking to us. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And what did
we're some good guys.
What did Drake essentially gain from jumping on like Versace? Like, it wasn't gonna make him no bigger.
I disagree with that.
That's,
At the
I
time-
think, where-
Y'all want to argue for a second?
I mean, it made the Migos household names.
for sure.
And I know you shit on
But-
Quavo a second ago, but that shit carried for years.
But Drake wanted that
For years.
energy. Oh, hip hop don't love me. I'm a force my way in this way.
Some niggas is energy siphoners that way. You know,
Mm.
but
Here,
everybody in the industry is an energy siphon. They call different people to hang with different people, get
I-
different vibes, different energy. Y'all niggas know that
I see,
energy.
I see that. I see that. I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
I'm not trying to shoot bail to
If
them. I
I-
just
if-
don't want to be. One day we're gonna be those niggas who shine the light.
if
I don't want niggas
if I
looking at
can-
us like that.
if I can
Fair
retort,
point.
please.
Hook.
So in recent years, myself and a lot of other people have been saying that Drake is creatively bankrupt. Like he just does. He's out of ideas. He's out of sounds. He's out of innovation.
Smoked.
You know what I mean? My theory is that he was creatively bankrupt before we started noticing, and he was siphoning creativity from everybody that he collaborated with,
Mhm.
right? The Migos, Future, Ross, whoever, Lil Baby, right? Until he just, yeah. I'm trying to figure out a
Like you
better
saying, you felt like
way
he-
to say it
You felt like he benefited from their acceptance.
without it being pause-worthy.
Okay.
But he basically. I don't want to say
Somebody
he
get
sucked
the
him dry.
thesaurus.
Just say it.
Sucked him dry is crazy. But he went to that well entirely too many times,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
man.
To the point where like
He
there
went
was
in.
nothing else that he could siphon. Now those artists are also not as creative as they once were. And now he's burned so many bridges at this point that there's no other bridge for him to go to try to siphon some new creative energy.
That's a fact.
And again, it speaks to ability because that's really what I'm challenging. Deanie, were you done with your point? I don't
Yeah,
want to
but
step on you.
that's all I'm saying is, what we could kick the back in, but that light, there was some benefit to that light. Those people look at Future.
sure.
now. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was a
It
transactional
was
thing.
mutually
It was
beneficial.
very
It was
transactional.
absolutely.
A
Yes.
multi-tier transaction.
It was, but I feel like Future benefited more from the transaction.
There's Future before Drake and Future after Drake, for sure.
Okay,
Yes.
But DS2 was going to be DS2
No-
with
no
or without
question.
Drake.
And that future, that was so
That just-
essential.
it just sent
That
him,
was,
bro.
you got
It
it.
sent
2015 was, if you're reading this is too late. Oh, Drake is really as nice as we think he is. Quentin Miller. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Meek Mill. Oh, he beat Meek Mill. And then Future. That Future, like all of the people that you named, there's a ton of people that I agree with that with. But when it comes to Future, Future gave Drake the type of cred
Yeah.
Hold on.
that he hadn't had his entire career. Not even Wayne gave him that.
I got to take
Mm.
two-tier take. I was going to say another word, but I'm not getting paused. I think in a
Dave
lot
Dash
of
done
ways.
turn this episode off.
Yo, listen. I think that What a Time to Be Alive was everything Best of Both Worlds was supposed to be. Two guys,
Okay.
if not already high level, definitely on the ascent to being high caliber
Mhm.
artists. First take out the way. Second take, that's why you know what? I'm lumping people in 2015, 2014. I'm going to remove Future from the argument because
Yeah.
Future is proven.
Let's take Future out.
You know what I mean?
Pause.
I love Future too much, and I hated on Future until I told y'all I heard trap niggas. I just got my whip. Satellite radio was a new thing, and I was hearing trap niggas. No, I'm lying. It was Fuck Up Some Commas. I heard Fuck Up Some Commas for like a year, nigga. Before it landed on that album, I heard it for a year, mate. It's true story. It was on Satellite for mad long. That's when I sort of realized Satellite get everything first.
Yeah.
Then I heard trap niggas, and I'm like, this is not the Tony Montana nigga.
Nah.
This is something else. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I had wrote Future, early Future, I wrote him off.
Mhm.
Even I was on fucking some comments. That shit
It was hard.
Crazy.
Racks on racks on racks. Future didn't do it for y'all.
At all. I was very angry at music at that time. So I'll admit that I didn't give it a chance. Maybe now in my more reasonable stage, I might like those songs. But in real time, Ultra New York nigga trying to get into the music industry myself, fuck all those records. If it sounded like some fucking ringtone, sounded too close to being ringtone or jingle rap, I ain't want nothing to do with it. But the second point I wanted to make is, the more you go back to What a Time to Be Alive, that might have been the first truly momentous siphoning Drake did. Because I don't think Future played No Way Game on What a Time to Be Alive. That was a Future album.
That was the Future album.
And that was the first time Drake
Yeah.
realized that I could go here and get all the cred while stealing sauce. You know what I mean? So maybe.
I think that was the first time that somebody else was the 60-40 in the 60-40.
But he's
Yeah.
Drake, so it'll always be 60-40 Drake.
Mhm.
It's like boxing. He's the A side. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. All right. So Future, I'll be respectful.
Yes.
But what I was gonna say before is that I feel like what is showing, and for the people who I need Drake, This is not even a Drake slander segment. Drake, he is what he is, right? Well, he was what he was, because we don't know what he is anymore, right? It's separating the guys who are good enough, in my opinion. I don't speak for the table. This is me. That are good enough from the guys who need to be carried. You got your Kobe's and you got your Smushes, you got your Lamar's. I feel like there was a lot of Lamar Odoms running around like they was Kobe because for motherfucking Drake. Because think about it. We could use Young Thug as an example. Young Thug, some of his music. What is the one song by Young Thug that's just Young Thug that he wasn't around, something that made it work even more so? What is the biggest solo Young Thug record? Send you out of this conversation. What is the one song with nobody on there?
Best friend.
Halftime.
Halftime, I can't even reference. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't reference halftime.
But you know all them songs he did with other niggas though.
I do.
Right off you, from his entry point.
The shit with T.I. was crazy. With
Okay.
Boosie,
Okay.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
All them shit like.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shit with Gunna. It's
With
tough.
Gunna. That's my point.
Stoner, good call.
He had-
Six
you
man in
You
here.
had the Rich Homie Quan era. Is he not Cash Money or not? But you had the Rich Gang era essentially. You know what I'm saying? But then you look at a guy like Gunna. Gunna's good, showing you I'm good enough. Even with snitching allegations, I'm good enough to stand on my own, to carry and control my little corner of the culture. Meanwhile, this guy is over here spiraling. Little baby without a stimulus or a guy good enough to carry. The fucking table has a shaky leg. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys are showing you in real time that they're not good enough without stimulus packages. The guys that are good enough are just making records and they're going about their business. 21's going to come back outside. He don't need nobody. He's going to make records and go about his business. You know what I'm saying? So it's very noticeable. I'm seeing, or as they say on Twitter, I'm noticing that a lot of the guys who miss Aubrey's because they can't do it on their own.